This right here is the blue driver ODB2 sensor reading, and the first error right here, the 420, is a known error. It's fine. The other ones are reoccurring. The 1121 is the throttle possession sensor. Mainly, it's about this one thing. If you can see the recommendation, replace coolant flow control. I've replaced that thing 4 times, and this is the 4th time that I've gotten this error, and this is the 4th time that I'm replacing this thing. So this coolant control valve is like a little heart. You can see it has 1, 2, 3 pipes, and you kind of have to clamp off the pipes and replace this thing. I've done it a few times now. This will be the 4th time. And to make what matters worse, it is, oh my God, it's down there. See, it's like this thing. It's what's this connected? This white tab. Okay, that's it. So this is the white tab, if you can imagine that. And it's like in there, okay? See okay, imagine that, and it's bracked up against in there, and the only way to get that is to unbolt everything and pry it loose just to get an inch of clearance so I can get in there. I have yet to do this without getting a whole bunch of coolant on me, but I think the best clamps, so right here I have one of the clamps of the 3 in here, and I've taken out a couple bolts so that I can move. So it's loose, it's just connected by those hoses, and to clamp off the hoses, I found these are the best. They're small, and even the biggest one, which I'm going to do underneath, is better than most other clamps. Just I'm not sure why, but I mean, if the small clamps don't work, like this is, what's that, 13 millimeter? Anything bigger than that, like anything huge like this, actually works, because you clamp it down, and it's not the best, but it works. So, alright, so I've got the first 2 hoses off, and this is the replacement. So oh my goodness, no space to move. Right, so that is the hose that goes up to it, and should be somewhat loose. Okay, so took off the hoses, and here's the new one. So see if I can, I don't know, let's see if I can see what, can't see shit through here. Okay, so I have replaced that coolant valve. It's not a difficult thing necessarily. Well, it is difficult. It's not difficult. It's just so irritating. I mean, you don't have any room, and you know, every time I move the inverter here, I get nervous because I'm like, you know. Anyway, now it's time to take it off the blocks and do a maintenance mode and bleed the lines. Okay, so to bleed the line, there is a little valve, and well, there's a little spout down here, and that looks to be 3/16 inner diameter, It's a bit snug, so it might be most likely a millimeter, but 3/16 works fine, inner diameter. And then as far as the Allen key, again, I was guessing, but 5.5 millimeter seems to work. There's a little bit of play in there, so it might be 6 millimeter. And so if I can get this in here, there we go. It'll be a little bit loose, and when you tighten it down, you don't want to tighten it all the way. So right now I'm going to be putting this in maintenance mode, and I have the excess, the bleeder line. It shouldn't go up and over, but I just, I'm going to be filling any of the coolant that I lost. And here we go. Alright, so it's sipping up some coolant, and it's in the maintenance mode, and it's I open up the valve so that any bubbles is going to be hopefully leaking out into this hose since it's the highest point. And I'm just going to keep on giving this fluid until it regulates out. So let's still see some bubbles. I was filling this up pretty quickly, and then I noticed there's some on the ground, and it's this valve, I believe. It's kind of wonky now since I've been using it so much. So if I open up too much, it spills over. Probably have to get a new one. So it's not. There's something wrong with I guess the coolant lines itself. Maybe there's too much. Who knows? I've already drained it and filled it up with new coolant, and I keep on having this failed, that same fucking thing right there. That heart's the coolant engine for HVAC system. Alright, so there is nothing fun about this process at all. I mean, every part of it is just a pain in the ass. When you close off the port here, the valve, you can't tighten it all the way because it's a rinky-dink plastic, I believe. I think it's plastic in there. I don't know. Can't see. But if you leave it in there, there's compression and it'll crack or something like that. Everything about this is kind of finicky and irritating.